And we're back. Hi, my name's Charles, and I've been replaying the story of Honkai Star Rail from the beginning. Last episode, we went down to the Xianzhou Fu, and we visited Kafka, and we got a few more hints about the backstory between the Trailblazer and the Stellaron Hunters, although very much more hints than any actual facts. But having now played through the 3.0 story on my sort of current account, I know a little bit more about that. So that's interesting and kind of fun that I managed to do those two things pretty close to each other on the different accounts. Anyway, what we're doing at the moment is we're cleaning up a bunch of the story and character quests that were left behind on the Xianzhou Fu after you killed Fantilia that fill in more of the background of the Luofu and the characters and the story of the High Cloud Quintet. And so this time I'm going to jump into my messages here, and I've got a message waiting for me from Dan Heng, which is probably important. Cullfish, are you busy these days? I would like to ask you to accompany me on a certain task. Is something wrong? Accompany you sounds serious. I want to meet the current High Elder of the Luofu Vidyadhara. I want to ask about some bygone matters so that I will better understand what I can do to make amends for my past life. I'll see this through. You're a good friend, Dan. I'll be there any time you need me. Thank you. Let us meet at Sinwood Pavilion in Exalting Sanctum. The Wanderer, once meant to be permanently exiled, has returned to the Luofu. Dan Heng, determined to face his past, has invited you to join him in meeting the High Elder of the Vidyadhara. You never expected Cold Dragon Young to talk much about his own affairs, so this might be a rare chance. Finish this homecoming adventurer, and show off what you reaped to March 7th after. If I can, because March 7th is being quite elusive in trying to find her in post-quest stuff, so who knows. Anyway, we get some rewards out of it. That's nice. Let us teleport down to Sinwood Pavilion.
It's still
we will.
Where to now?
We're kind of escorting Dan, so Dan should be the one who's actually doing the walking around for this quest, I think. Oh, that's a cool little lion thing up there that I've not really looked at before. I mean, it's all sometimes there are things that are always there and you just don't notice them. And I'm going the wrong direction to it. Oh, it's up here where we kept running into what's-her-name.
I have delivered the missive about the meeting. Do you have any questions, Master Dan Heng?
Oh, I see. So I should have been being me because I'm coming down here to meet Imbibida Lunae, Dan.
I know all that I wish to know. Thank you, Miss Huanxi.
You need not address me as Miss. I am but one of Miss Bailu's maids. Then again, if I may be so bold as to make a humble request.
Go ahead.
Before this goes ahead... Oh, who might this be?
Hello! That little expression when he gets noticed is like, oh, they noticed me. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance. The name's Cullfish.
I'm speaking with Master Dan Heng. I'm afraid this doesn't involve you. Please take your leave.
Have you considered getting fucked?
He is a close friend. I've invited him along to bear witness. Please, treat him as you would me. Now, what was your request?
Then I hope you don't plan on meeting with Miss Bailu.
Pretty sure I've met Miss Bailu several times before. A High Elder's maid turning away guests without her master's knowledge? I'm like close mates with Bailu. I've helped her escape about 4 different times.
Bailu is simple and innocent, incapable of ill intent. It's natural for a servant to care for her master and share in her worries. Please, hear what I have to say. I have good reason to be concerned.
No wonder she's constantly escaping if this is the kind of leash you hold on her.
Perhaps you should know that Miss Bailu's path to becoming a High Elder was neither in compliance with proper protocol, nor of her own volition. Everything was a result of the stubbornness of her predecessor, Dan Heng. His hubris and tyranny brought about the end of the Luofu's High Elder succession. The Preceptors heard of Master Dan Heng's return, and were uncertain whether it constituted good or ill fortune. However, many have surmised that the Luofu's High Elder succession tradition will soon be back in force. If true, that is indeed something worth celebrating. Whether we find another suitable candidate in accordance with the laws of our people, or have you take up the position anew, everything can still be mended. But if Master Dan Heng were to hand everything over to Miss Bailu, it could lead to great upheavals on the horizon. No good would come of it for her.
Another suitable candidate? Who does the Vidyadhara hope for?
Such a major matter as this is naturally up to the Preceptor Elders. I couldn't possibly say.
I don't think she even wants to be the High Elder.
I've been a maid here for 12 years now, and was with my mistress every day as she studied medicine and received tutelage. I've witnessed her countless escapes, and the inevitable, unwilling returns. As far as a Xianzhou is concerned, children like her enjoy a charmed and happy childhood. But as a High Elder in nothing but name alone, Miss Bailu is highly restricted in her actions, and has no freedom or say about her own life. I can't bear it. Your Highness, please think about this poor child.
Sounds like you're setting her up to fail and then being very sad when she fails. Shouldn't you just ask Bailu about this?
Miss Bailu is young, naive, and easily manipulated by others. I worry that under the pressure of others, she would be convinced into taking up too great a burden.
She's constantly rebelling against you and you're worried that she doesn't have her own ideas. No.
I understand your concern, but I have nothing more to say on the matter at present.
Then I will bid my farewell. Master Dan Heng, whether you choose to meet Miss Bailu or go with me to see the Preceptor Elders, I will be waiting for you by the ferry leading to Scalegorge Waterscape.
I haven't even set eyes on Bailu, and people are already urging me not to meet her.
Finally, we can learn about Dan Heng's past.
You've been spending too much time with March.
There's no such thing as spending too much time with March.
You know that I'm a descendant of the Luofu Vidyadhara. In Scalegorge Waterscape, you witnessed my secret strength, as March would call it. Yet that power stems from Dan Heng, my previous incarnation. He altered the process of High Elder succession, plunging everything into catastrophe. Ultimately, he suffered the punishment of molting rebirth. Based on the physiological principles of Vidyadhara reincarnation, I ought to have been an entirely new entity. And, in view of the law, all crimes from my previous incarnation should have been wiped clean. But in reality, I was locked up in the shackling prison at birth. Even after I was released and left the Xianzhou, my High Elder past and Dan Heng's enemies pursued me like a haunting shadow. Now, I plan to face that shadow. In order to make amends, I want to repair the Ambrosial Arbor's seal and visit the High Elder to see what more I can do. The star skiff is ready. Let's go.
Let's go. The dragon returns home.
Ambrosial Arbor.
So let's get on a star skiff.
Extractor clean to your star skiff service?
The rumors are true. You really are back. I'm Hila Lu Ying of the Alchemy Commission. I'm a Vidyadhara too, as you can see.
I can tell from the ears.
The reincarnation of the Great Sinner has returned to the Lafu and wanted to offer some advice.
Oh?
Leave this troubled place immediately.
Looks like the Vidyadhara aren't big fans of yours.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. What does the Alchemy Commission want, then?
Return to being a nameless. Stay out of the High Elder succession. The Lafu Vidyadhara have finally recovered from Dan Feng's grievous sins, and were blessed with a compassionate and caring High Elder in Bailu. None of this was easy. Your return has stirred up resentment and ambition among the Preceptors, and threatens our situation.
I have no intention of threatening Bailu's position.
You may have a clear conscience, but even so, as long as you remain on the Lafu, invisible forces will try to coerce you. Leave now. It is the best outcome for everyone involved.
Seems to me that very visible forces are trying to coerce me at the moment.
Do not repeat the mistakes of a past life in this one. Farewell.
Need your extractor clean to your star skiff?
So there are different factions in the Vidyadhara leadership that have different opinions on what needs to happen with the succession, but they're all kind of in agreement that Bailu shouldn't be a part of it, which is anyway.
Excuse me.
Or maybe they're not. Maybe I
Your way to the Alchemy
misread what he just said. Yes, I am indeed going to the Alchemy Commission Delve, I believe. Oh, hello. General?
Hello. What brings you two here? The wind and waves are restless around lunar-rescent depths today.
Even you came to dissuade me from visiting the High Elder, General?
This encounter was not of my making. I've been recuperating in the Alchemy Commission under the Dragon Lady's care. Our paths have merely crossed.
I refuse to believe that anything that happens with Jingyuan is a coincidence. He's always plotting something.
But your question would suggest that there are others interested in dissuading you from such a venture.
Yes, many, each with their own agenda in mind.
Matters that concern the rise and fall of the Vidyadhara will inevitably attract certain parties. Those that would work circumstances to their advantage. Be it Dan Feng, the Preceptors, or the Alchemy Commission that trained the Dragon Lady.
Your injury hasn't dulled your instincts, General. The Preceptors and the Commission seem deeply concerned.
A chance meeting is a gift from fate. Why don't I help you to fathom their intent then?
The Vidyadhara elders want to choose a new High Elder.
The power struggle between the Preceptors and their High Elder is a tale as old as time. And someone as powerful as Dan Feng, who was completely beyond their control, was enough for them to harbor a hidden rage. The Elders used to have a small say in appointing the new High Elder. Who could have imagined that Dan Feng would pick his own successor? And yet, that is precisely what happened, and all they could do was accept the result. Now that Dan Heng has arrived, the Elders see yet another chance. How could they let it go?
Pretty bold of them.
Us outsiders should not judge the laws of the Vidyadhara. Preceptors have been suppressed for some time now. They will inevitably try to overturn the situation.
The Alchemy Commission hopes that Bailu can stay on as High Elder.
These people speak of legitimacy. They believe that Bailu was chosen as heir apparent by the previous High Elder, and that unless she were to commit a terrible sin, the Preceptors should have no right whatsoever to choose again. The Healer Lady has draconic features and scarcely believable therapeutic abilities. Some regard this as evidence that she is the High Elder, but the Preceptors are fixated on strength and are unwilling to accept her. Now that Dan Feng's reincarnation has shown a command over the vast marine expanse of luminescent depths, those longing to keep the traditional bequeathal of the High Elder feel increasingly uneasy.
Very conservative of them.
After Dan Feng's abdication, they fought against the Preceptors and saved Bailu's dignity. They demonstrated a true devotion. These folks aren't the type to just let it go.
General, what do you think about this?
It is an internal affair of the Videodoras. As long as it does not disturb the peace aboard the Lawful, it does not involve the General of the Cloudlands.
A very political response, but this is like a major segment of the population on your ship, and I'm sure that the internal stability of the Videodora is kind of important to you.
Nevertheless, as a friend, let me remind you of one thing. So long as Dan Heng and Bailu, with their respective High Elder powers and titles, both remain on the Lawful, the Videodora will never cease their internal strife. This is not to say that either of you are to blame. It's getting late. You are headed to repair the Arbor's seal at Scalegorge Waterscape and visit the High Elder, no? Farewell for now. I should start taking this business of rest and recuperation a little more seriously.
So let us continue on our journey.
I've no interest in conflict.
So normally I'd just run past that, but I am actually very low on the materials you get from mobs because I've been leveling up a lot of characters but not playing the game much other than that. So I will obviously edit the rest of this battle out of the,
Here!
I'm on guard. Fighting is meaningless.
Let's begin.
Try that again!
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
You can't run!
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
I'll try hard sometime. Watch this awesome move!
Lance at the ready.
video, but I thought I may as well, explain why I'm doing them in the first place.
Try that again!
And there we go, we get a couple of extra materials for randomly leveling characters. And a puzzle I've completed already. And Huan Shi's waiting for me here. I'm being stalked.
Master Dan Heng, you're back. Have you made your decision?
Yeah, I'm going to ignore everything you're telling me and go anyway because I'm boss like that.
Will you come with me to meet with the elders first? Or are you set on seeing Miss Bailu?
Miss Bailu is already waiting at Scalegorge Waterscape.
Your stubbornness is redolent of your previous incarnation.
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere. A criminal who destroyed our succession is unworthy of setting foot in the sacred places of the Videodora.
I've set foot there already, I'm afraid, mate.
Wait. Master Dan Heng's presence at Scalegorge Waterscape has been approved by the 6 charioteers and the preceptors. He is no longer the criminal he once was.
Empty rhetoric. There are ways of unearthing his true identity. And even his reincarnation should answer for the monstrous crimes of the past. The Vidyadhara will never accept him. Die, Dan Heng.
Oh, he gets to use Imbibitor power. Okay.
Heaven surge. Rise! The times are
You
juice.
say Dan Feng was merely your previous incarnation. How then do you still possess the power of the High Elder?
Because Hoyo wanted to sell a limited character?
I sense a storm.
Alright, I'm out of... But I do have this. If there's a second round to this, then...
As I
Wait up, is that flag up the top saying how many rounds there are? And I've never noticed that before. I've been playing this game for so long, I've never noticed that.
For rescuing me, Master Dan Heng.
They came for me. I'm sorry you got dragged into it.
It's risky to remain here. We should leave. Master Dan Heng, after your meeting, will you go with me to see the elders?
Should I ever want to meet the preceptors, Miss Huanxi, I will ask you to pass on the message.
I understand. Please alight, Your Highness. Miss Bailu awaits you at Dragon Vista Rain Hall.
Let's go.
Be dangerous ahead. We should proceed carefully.
We will indeed.
So slow. I've been waiting for you here for ages.
Everyone on the way here wanted to chat with Dan Heng.
Hello there. Long time no see. What are you doing here?
We were met by an assassin on the way over, miss.
An assassin? Are you okay? Are you injured?
Fortunately, the skills of Master Dan Heng and his friends were too much for them. There are those that wish to assassinate Master Dan Heng, miss. Presumably to preserve your legitimacy as High Elder.
I don't care about my legitimacy. Why do they? I told you, whoever wants to be the High Elder is welcome. I never wanted the title.
I am Dan Heng. It is an honor to meet you, Miss Bailu.
You're Dan Heng? I heard about how you parted the ancient sea in Scalegorge Waterscape. These assassins have got their work cut out for them.
Miss Bailu, please don't say things like that.
Let me take a look at you. Dragon horns. Well, they say you're Dan Feng's reincarnation. I suppose it must be true then. But you're different from me. Where's your tail?
I lost it in a game of poker.
If I let you be High Elder, will you grow a tail?
About the High Elder succession. I have no intention of getting entangled in that. I'm here to repair the Ambrosial Arbor seal. This is the duty of the lawful Vidyadhara.
Oh, really? Then why'd you come to CB? All I've learned since my hatching rebirth are some medical skills at the Alchemy Commission. I can't repair seals or part the sea like you can.
I should take this opportunity to talk with you about the past, Miss Bailu. I've heard about your situation, and while I can't guarantee a solution, I will do my best to improve things for you.
Interesting. You're not like other grown-ups. You say what you think, and you seem trustworthy. So, you want me to go with you to Scalegorge Waterscape?
See, that's just a very revealing line. Like, her entire, experience and perception of the adults around her is that they don't tell her anything, and they're all not to be trusted. And just little things like that just give you this sort of momentary insight into how, like, isolated Bailu has been.
Precisely.
Let's go then.
Miss Bailu,
Guanxi, please wait here for me. I'll come back as soon as I can. I've got these two to look after me. Don't worry.
The group walks through the empty ruins of the Dragon Palace. Oh, I've got Dan Heng trial version. Which means having Welt on the team is probably bad because Welt vacuums up skill points
Yet again.
like nobody's business. Maybe I will replace Welt. Has to be with somebody who is thematically appropriate. So, who is around who can come with me, who doesn't vacuum up skill points? Like, Tingyun, I just want to put Tingyun on the team because she's so good with Imbibe de Lune, but I can't do that. So what I might do is sneak... Himiko has snuck off the Astral Express and come to join us. For no reason other than, you know, she can just add a bit of DPS and...
you need, Dan Heng.
Anyway. I mean, I should probably add a healer instead, but there's no thematically appropriate healer at the moment. Because I don't have Bailu. If I had Bailu, it would be great. Maybe I should have used my ticket to buy Bailu before I did this mission. Anyway. It's too late now. I'm in the mission. I'm not going to pause this video, wait a week until I've leveled Bailu, and then come back.
Wow. What a magnificent sight. Is that the Ambrosial Arbor?
Yes. Forming a seal and using their power to curb the spread of the Arbor's roots is an important task entrusted to the Luofu's High Elder.
News to me. The elders must be well aware that I'm not qualified for this position. Which begs the question, why did Dan Feng choose me all those years ago?
Because we kind of created you.
That's exactly what I've come to Scalegorge Waterscape to find out. Among the Vidyadhara, the High Elder is the existence closest to the permanence. According to historical records, the High Elder succession involves a secret ritual known as the Transmutation Arcanum, as well as a treasure known as Dragonheart. Once succession is complete, the former High Elder undergoes a hatching rebirth, while the new High Elder begins to display draconic features.
So wait up, I thought the High Elder went through the single line, but if you have to give... I don't know.
However, Dan Feng's ritual failed, and his powers remained within me. And yet for some reason, it also created you.
So, in medical terms, he messed up the prescription. And brought suffering down on himself and just about everyone else in the process.
I want to use this opportunity to repair the Ambrosial Arbor seal, and see if I can help recall our memories. Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague, water of the ancient sea. Upon the High Elder's command, subdue the eternal roots. Strange. This is different from the breaking of the seal. Why is there no reaction?
What's wrong? Not going to plan, huh?
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague.
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague. Water of the ancient sea,
Upon the High Elder's command, subdue the eternal roots!
This feeling.
That's it. You did it! And this alone should prove to everyone that you are the true High Elder. When the seal was reestablished, did you recall anything?
It was like a tide surging through my mind. I became really, really huge and the whole of Scalegorge Waterscape was responding to my voice. resonating with me. That's fun! Dan Heng, teach me another trick. Let's see if I can remember anything else.
Wait. Can you feel it? There's someone coming. You! Who are you?
Just to rewind a second. So that was kind of the point in this quest where I was like, so their power has been split in two between them, and neither of them are the complete High Elder. Like, Dan has all the offensive and breaking things powers, and Bailu has all the healing and mending things powers, and they are now sort of two halves of the Elder.
Protect Bailu!
Hey! I'm doing the protecting here! Nobody's getting hurt with me around.
Rise! The strength. Heaven's surge. Break!
How did they manage to appear right next to us without a sound?
They may have used a cloud hymn to create mist and provide a smoke screen. I'm afraid this ambush was probably lying in wait for us. Seems like some people have had enough of my presence.
Is it an assassin from the Alchemy Commission?
If so, why would they want to harm Bailu? We don't know how many there are. Let's get out of here. Go!
Alright, let us escape this place while we still can.
Look! Look at that shadow. Could it be an assassin?
Don't worry. Those things aren't hostile.
This power, it rivals the tidal forces in Scalegorge Waterscape. Is that you, Dan Heng? Have you returned?
I'm afraid you have the wrong person.
Is this a Vidyadhara ghost?
These floating shadows are called mirage echoes. They are memories of past lives and echoes from the past that the Vidyadhara shed during their rebirth.
The books say that these mirages only speak to people they can recognize. And the water on their bodies can be used as medicine.
Seems this mirage mistook me for Dan Feng.
Seems to happen a lot to you, mate.
There's no mistake. This old man would recognize your voice anywhere. Have you come to this sacred place to repent? The proud son of the Vidyadhara, hero of the High Cloud Quintet. You fought with us your whole life. How far you have fallen. You availed yourself of the transmutation arcanum to summon that draconic abomination, and almost laid waste to Scalegorge Waterscape in the process.
So this is where we start getting the sort of the clear lore about what Dan Heng actually did.
If your allies hadn't united to slay it, then the abomination would have destroyed the Ambrosial Arbor's seal. Tell me, did it sadden you to watch the abomination perish? As the High Elder, you should have freed us from the plight of rebirth and set foot on a brand new path. But instead, you were seduced by your reputation and abandoned yourself. You counted Xianzhou natives and even short-life species among your friends.
Well, that's xenophobic.
The upcoming trial is your final chance. Hand over the secrets of the transmutation arcanum now, and the preceptors can help you keep your secrets.
The transmutation arcanum?
Isn't that draconic abomination you created proof of the transmutation arcanum's success?
I heard that Dan Feng craved the powers of our dragon ancestor Long the Permanence, and created a monstrous dragon-like creature. That must be what he's referring to. And so the hero of the Xianzhou became its arch-villain. Elder, look around you. You've long since reincarnated. What remains here are just the mirages of the waters of the ancient sea.
Impossible. I still live, the High Elder succession will not be severed in this generation.
I don't like this Mirage Echo. He thought that the Vidyadhara was superior to other races, and that he was superior to other Vidyadhara. As if the Vidyadhara would never progress without their plans. I guess Dan Feng probably never told them the secret of the transmutation arcanum.
We shouldn't linger here. The assassins are using skilled cloud hymn magic to make themselves invisible. But their presence is all too real. These mirage echoes, on the other hand, are vestiges of the past. If we can center and transmit the echoes, we should be able to detect any assassins hidden beneath the surface of the water. Let's look for mirage echoes and send out pulses. Move carefully.
Alright. Assassins using the cloud hymn are in stealth mode and difficult to detect. After being attacked by an enemy in stealth mode and entering battle, all enemies' actions are greatly advanced and their weaknesses are hidden. Using Mirage Echolocation can detect enemies in stealth mode in advance. There is a cooldown time after the ability is used. So, there's a Dark Templar over there, and we have an Observer.
Another invisible assassin?
So if we do
They're waiting for us to get close enough to reveal our weak spots.
then this...
Awaken, Normansk.
Actually, I should have done it the other way around. Doesn't really matter.
It's a storm.
Okay, so we have discovered that. And we're going to go up here and keep an eye out for cloaked enemies. There's one over there. So let's... Oh, I misjudged the distance. Oh well. Luckily I have some
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
ults stored up.
Forward!
Like with most of my runs through this part of the game, I am healerless, which is a fun limitation. Like, one of the things about... why am I doing this? You know, one of the things about this game that I'm getting more convinced of is that healing is actually one of the things that makes combat not particularly deep. Because once you have somebody on the team that can negate more damage than you are receiving, then what happens is that it just becomes like a round-to-round thing. So long as you can like get into a rotation and, you know, do damage whilst healing as much damage, as healing more of the damage than you are receiving, then no matter how long the combat takes, you're going to win. And that was like the basis of a bunch of cheeses in Sim Universe. But, you know, also it's why there's most of the like challenge modes are all time limited, because that's the only limitation they can really put on you is, you know, finish this within a certain amount of time. And running around with teams that... And also, it means that, like, in story mode, every single fight is a complete reset, because you can always, you know, heal yourself to full in between, so there's no attrition from getting into multiple fights.
Miss Bailu, you fled the Alchemy Commission yet again. How many times have I told you our rules state that...
Sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Wait. I remember that voice. That's the old chief alchemist. So she's been reborn?
Reborn? More excuses. Who brought you out this time? Is that Master Dan Feng?
He's not Dan Feng, but if he wants to stop people confusing him with him, maybe he shouldn't be wearing that outfit and those horns. Maybe he just goes back to his 4-star form. People won't keep making this mistake.
Why do you remain silent? Your Highness, you're still as cold and lonely as you ever were. Like the eternal ice on the Fanghu. Bailu, return to the Forbidden Residence. I must speak with Master Dan Feng.
Oh, okay. Wait, no! You're just a mirage echo! I got tricked again!
She's so used to people telling her what to do that she just goes into automatic okay mode.
Master Dan Feng, I finally understand your plan. That little girl is the key to the Transmutation Arcanum. This is a breakthrough for my research.
The key?
The Videodara performs self-reincarnation, but we are unable to reproduce. Natural and artificial disasters inevitably reduce our population. If this continues, one day our noble draconic bloodline will perish, and the fated decree of the permanence will be violated. For this very reason, I have spent my entire life researching ways to free the Videodara from the cycle of reincarnation. I have been without success for a long, long time, thinking that this reincarnation had been naught but a waste. But now, you have enlightened me.
Dan Feng. What did he do?
Master Dan Feng, your changes to the Transmutation Arcanum created a draconic abomination that wreaked great destruction. But it also created a new life. This is the hope that will one day allow the Videodara to reproduce.
Created a new life?
Understanding of reproduction was limited by ordinary notions. How constrained I was. Why should Videodara reproduction remain trapped within the confines of our race? To unearth the potential might of Long's blood and incorporate other races into the flesh of the dragon. Isn't that the real meaning behind the Transmutation Arcanum? The Preceptors are too narrow-minded to see your talent. They want to install another High Elder. Foolish.
What does she mean by that?
The Transmutation Arcanum seems to contain a secret that allows the Videodara to escape the cycle of reincarnation and return to normal reproduction. But the mechanism eludes me. Let's go.
So that reinforces what the previous thing said about, Dan Heng being, or Dan Feng being the person who was supposed to free them from the cycle of rebirth. And it, brings in the hint that, he used the Transmutation Arcanum, which is supposed to be part of the succession mechanism for the High Elders, to draconify someone who was not originally a dragon. And this time I do not want to get ambushed, so I'm just going to kill these guys quickly.
Blood-cleansing dragon.
You won't get away.
See, that's satisfying. Oh, and I'm an idiot.
He sent a storm.
See, I'm trying to rush. And when you rush, you forget that sometimes you need to go slow to go fast. Okay, this time don't get caught by another one of those. That's better. This is actually not a bad team. Himiko should come off the Astral Express more often.
Miss Bailu, what are you doing in my pharmacy? Don't tell me you've already heard about Sanctus Medicus. Have you come here to condemn me?
Seems like none of the Mirage Echoes realize that you've already been reborn.
They are mere fragments stripped from the lives of the Videodara.
I have never believed in the High Elder. You are unworthy of the condemnation you spout. Especially you, Miss Bailu. You simply do not have the power of the High Elder, the power to summon the forces of nature. Why should I believe you are superior in any way to Master Dan Feng?
Which is revealing in the way that the power of destruction, the power to destroy things, is held in higher regard than the powers to heal and recreate.
The priests, our people, they think the High Elder is the Vidyadhara's only savior. Arrogant, illogical. Have you seen what merciful Medicus can do?
Restore the ability to reproduce? Oh, it gives people immortality. Merciful Medicus does that.
Vidyadhara already have the mortal bodies. What they should pray for is the ability to reproduce like the Xianzhou natives. Merciful Medicus will help us to grow our population and bear descendants. They can do what the High Elder cannot.
What if we want descendants who aren't bears?
One day you will come to know that I was right.
Never knew the Vidyadhara had believers in the Plagues Author among their ranks.
Yeah, I guess the Abundance told different attractive stories to different groups of people on the Laofu.
It's you, Master Dan Feng. Why did you disgrace yourself? You were my hero. I dreamed of being just like you. Of joining the Cloud Knights. But you betrayed the hopes and dreams of the Elders.
This Mirage Echo. You must be a Cloud Knight who fought alongside Dan Feng all those years ago.
How many of us perished in that disaster and could not be reincarnated? And my leg was torn off by that abomination. Oh, the pain.
Well, you don't have any legs now. You're just kind of a floating torso.
The doctors at the Alchemy Commission said I have to reincarnate as soon as possible to avoid affecting my immortal life. But my poor comrades have no chance of returning to the ancient sea. You once told us that we should cherish every life cycle, and that you would use cloud-hidden magic to heal our wounds. But in the end, all you did was betray us.
Dan Heng, you don't have to listen to him.
I must listen to him very carefully. We cannot afford to miss any information.
I will never forgive you. The High Elder's power belongs to the Vidyadhara of the Laofu. You are unworthy. The Vidyadhara must not sever the High Elder's succession tradition just because of you. Hand it over.
Dan Heng, is this the price we pay for bearing the power of the High Elder? Carrying the weight of all these expectations. All this hatred.
Before any of this transpires, you have enough time to prepare.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh no, I did get them this time. That's good. I saw the one in front of me. I didn't see the one sneaking up from the side.
I have something for you. You won't get away.
Oh.
They sent us. Heaven, sir. Rise!
Anyway, back to my rant about healing. I feel that, yeah, the idea of not really having to care about conserving the health of your team once you have a good enough healing character, once you have a good enough
Yet again.
or preservation, a good enough healer or shielder where you just stop taking damage, it's just one of those things that makes combat less interesting overall to me.
Awaken, dormant scale. World-cleansing dragon. Heaven, sir. Break.
Like there was a similar decision in Zenless Zone Zero where, you know, there's no healing archetype in Zenless Zone Zero, and you actually have to start caring in combat in ZZZ about not getting hit, and it's like an entire mechanic. And then they went and added Caesar to the game, which gives you this massive shield, and you can basically ignore both getting hit and knockback effects while the shield is up. And I guess that was a choice for, you know, people like me who are not particularly skilled at the game to be able to cheese encounters by ignoring that mechanic. But it does, again, it takes depth away from the combat. Anyway, I'm going to continue with the story rather than ranting.
Miss Bailu, are you okay? I was so worried.
Yuan Li! Is that you? I thought something must have happened to you.
It's me, Miss Bailu. I'm so sorry that I can't be your maid anymore. But I heard that a smart and talented replacement would be coming soon.
Is the new maid named Huanxi?
Yes. I suppose you must have met her already. I hope she is more competent than I was. The Preceptors are very fearful of you, Miss Bailu. They asked every maid to record your dreams and daily activities. And I did so, at first. After a while, I felt that the Preceptors were asking this not out of concern for you, but for some malevolent purpose. So, I stopped.
Yuan Li, don't worry. I never told anyone about my dreams.
Good. Then I needn't worry. They'll be assigning me to a different job soon. I hope we have another chance to see each other one day.
Yes. So long.
She's already been reborn. Did she get assassinated so that they could install Huanxi?
Yes. Let's keep going.
I mean, that's just a little sinister. Also, the mentioning of dreams was, I think... Oh, did it again.
Perhaps you still humanity never can see as its design.
Yeah, I'm distracting myself by trying to talk as well. It often doesn't help.
You won't get away.
Heaven, sir. Quick!
Imbabda Lune is actually a good design. He's kind of a good, like, you know, pretty boy design, but also, you know, he has some gravitas to him. Yeah, anyway.
Awaken, dormant world-cleansing dragon!
So, is there somebody out here? No? Okay, so we want to go up to the top of there. Somebody whispering. Oh, so there is somebody down there. And I will kill them just for completeness. Oh dear, I was doing those in the assumption that they dropped items. Because, as I said, I need regular items that drop from mobs. But they don't, so I've just been doing all these battles for no reason. I could have just run past them. Oh well.
Miss Bailu, are you okay? You were in there for such a long time.
Luckily, I had Dan Heng and him to protect me all the way. If anyone's owed a thanks, it's them.
It's been a very dangerous journey.
I didn't expect those assassins to be so brazen and reckless, storming a sacred place like Scalegorge Waterscape and pursuing you. Rest assured, Miss Bailu, I'll report them to the elders and round them all up. Fortunately, the three of you were blessed by the gods. If anything had happened to you, it would have been a dereliction of duty on my part.
Assassins? None of us mentioned that the danger involved assassins. How did you know that?
Oh, it's because we were already attacked at the ferry, no? I was just worried that those people would try and attack you again.
You said those assassins only came for Mr. Dan Heng. But the ones we met in the ruins, were coming from me instead.
Very perceptive of you.
Perhaps the real dereliction of duty was that not enough happened to you.
So, did the Elders send you to take out the unworthy High Elder?
That was my idea alone. How could the Preceptors have come up with that? From my perspective, the Videodora requires only one High Elder. A second High Elder, one who is weak and useless, must be removed. Miss Bailu, our relationship as mistress and maid ends here. Farewell.
Well, you are a piece of work. Aha, we get Bailu as well. That's nice.
Heaven's Surge. Rise!
You don't look so good.
Awaken, dormant scale. World cleansing dragon. I sent a storm.
Need a doctor?
Still don't need healing. Ah, so... See, I can now look up here. It's one of two. I cannot believe that I did not notice the existence of that for an entire year and a half of playing the game.
Am I too late?
Oh, hello?
Did you bring reinforcements?
Reinforcements? Time for the master stroke. I am the reinforcements.
Oh, damn, I talked over his great line.
Show no mercy.
He is the reinforcements, and he's just having the time of his life getting to
World cleansing dragon.
like fight alongside, you know, the reincarnation of his old mate yet again.
Follow my charge.
Of course, this puts us in a situation where it's like, Mom, it's my turn to use the skill points today. How are we going to do this in a way that he just doesn't heal the shit out of himself immediately? I think we just need to funnel skill points to
The strength.
Dan Heng.
Heaven's Surge. Rise! A miracle.
Alright, time to do this.
Do not fret.
There's no time to lose.
Ooh.
Let me tend your wounds.
I didn't realize that her
Lance at the ready.
ult was that shit.
Lance ablaze.
Oh yeah, it gives them, like, healing when they're hit, which is nice. So it's not that bad. I've never actually seriously used Bailu. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a skill point here, because that's all I have. But that should give me an ult immediately.
World cleansing dragon.
A foregone conclusion.
And you continue to have no skill points. You can try and kill the ad. You can actually kill the ad. This will focus the tiny amount of damage Lightning Lord is doing onto one dude.
Follow my charge.
Need a doctor?
So yeah, I have no idea how to play Bailu.
I sent a storm. Heaven's Surge. Break.
Secret of the safe.
By the time I pulled her on my main account, I already had, like,
World cleansing dragon.
what's his name? Lorcha.
A pity. So close.
Did the Preceptors truly believe that nobody knew of their scheme? They should return to their senses. Attacking the Dragon Lady only destroys what little prestige they have remaining.
I told you Jingyuan knew exactly what was going on, and it was never a coincidence.
The whole thing was planned by me and me alone. Beware of false charges, General.
Save your breath. We all know the truth once the Cloud Knights send you to the Ten Lords Commission's judges.
Too late, Jing Yuan. I go no further.
When she exhales her last breath and collapses to the ground.
I always felt useless in the eyes of the Elders. A false dragon who failed to inherit the power of the High Elder. And today I realized they'll use any means of removing me.
Not all of the Vidyadhara harbor evil intentions. If you feel uneasy, Dragon Lady, the Seat of Divine Foresight can arrange for you to stay elsewhere.
I do like the flying fish in the background. It's cute.
Thank you, General. I'd like to talk more with Dan Heng first.
Very well. I will await all of you at the fair.
Because the thing is that Jing Yuan knows exactly what happened. He's the one person who has surviving memories from the High Cloud Quintet. Because, Jing Liu got Mara struck and Blade went mad. And, Bailu wasn't around except, as, dead by Heng. And, Dan Heng lost his memories. So, yeah.
The Vidyadhara have neither parents nor family members. Once born, the teacher is assigned to instruct the young Vidyadhara in the art of Cloud Hymn, as well as various life skills.
Fishies.
Dan Heng, did you have a teacher like that?
If you're asking about Vidyadhara tradition, I'm afraid that's something I never had any experience of. I've always been a wanderer. I can never return to my homeland. In my fragmented dreams, I meet enemies on the battlefield. But in my travels, I meet many people who I can describe with the word teacher.
As far back as I can remember, I've had the preceptors and alchemy commission healers telling me what to do. Cure diseases, save lives. I don't know if that counts as teaching. You know something? It feels like you're the teacher I've been waiting for. Virtuous in the past life, master in the next life. Perhaps we were friends or disciples in our previous incarnations.
A friend or disciple of Dan Feng? Maybe. Miss Bailu. At first, I was worried that your title of High Elder was in name only, and that an absence of true power would eventually put you in grave danger. It seems I was overthinking things. You have no shortage of true power.
You mean the power to repair the seal? The power you taught me?
The Mirage Echoes of Scalegorge Waterscape mentioned that not only was Dan Feng a brave warrior, he could heal others with Cloud Hymn magic. What you have is the power of the High Elder that belongs to you. The power of life that can reforge the Arbor seal and the vitality of the eternal roots. It is a world away from my power of destruction.
In that case, Dan Feng probably had a gentle side to him too, right?
Perhaps.
We should head back to the healer's market. I have other things to do today. Let's go.
Now that the seal is repaired, my affairs on the Xianzhou have drawn to an end. For the time being.
Are you planning on staying on the Luofu? The banishment decree has been revoked, and the preceptors have regained an awareness of the situation. This is your chance to return to your home.
Dan Heng belonged to the Astral Express. Actually, leave it to Dan Heng to speak.
As a nameless, the Express still needs me.
Ah, that is a pity.
I mean, I understand from, Jing Yuan's perspective, he wants the reincarnation of his old friend around. But I can't help but thinking that the worst thing for the Vidyadhara on the Luofu is having this guy continually around disrupting things. But
I think I should refrain from violating the healer's orders any further. The weariness is creeping up on me once again. Time to lie down. Farewell, all of you.
I don't believe a word you have to say. The luminescent depths, the sacred and incorruptible holy waters of the Vidyadhara remain calm and peaceful, even today. It is said that the water of this ancient sea has special medicinal properties. Not only can it be used in the elixir crucibles to refine medicine, but it also serves as an anti-knock agent that suppresses the shocks and popping during the quenching process. In theory, you can destroy the dangerous package here. I can destroy my portable nuke. I'll do that. I'll destroy the portable nuke. Are you serious? The package contains a mini neutron bomb. Yes, the waters of luminescent depths have flame retardant and anti-knocking properties, but this body of water is also the sacred water of life for the Vidyadhara people, the symbol of their ancient beliefs. Do you have the heart to desecrate their belief with a weapon of mass destruction? Are you willing to break this peaceful tranquility? No. When you put it that way, no. Just listen to General Jingyuan. Let the Ten Lords Commission handle it. I've got to get rid of that nuke somewhere at some point. So I wonder if we return to the Alchemy Commission, the Healer's Market, if there's anything interesting to talk about here. Has Bailu got anything to say to us? Nope, oh, there she is. Hanging around back here. Isn't this Mr. Calfish? Are you feeling unwell? You look fine to me and there's nothing wrong with your body. Let me give you some sweets and close your file. Of course, if you're free, please take me out for a stroll. Wouldn't it be rather inappropriate for the doctor to run away? You're right. Wait till I finally settle the backlog of patients, or when I grow taller. That's when I'll get a long vacation and travel beyond the Xianzhou. Since my last escape, the maids and healers have stopped watching over me as closely as before. I tried sneaking out a few times. There was still someone following me, but they no longer ran after me like I was a fugitive. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? Sneaking out for fun seems less of a thrill now than before. By the way, what can I do for you? About your role as the High Elder. When I was sealing the dragon-shaped root of the Ambrosial Arbor back then, I felt the entire Scalegorge Waterscape responding to my voice and resonating with me. That must have been an experience unique to the High Elder. But the voices in the Scalegorge Waterscape are distant and unclear. One day I'll definitely hear clearer voices from even more ancient times. So, let us return to the Astral Express. We have an interstellar message that is trying to get us to go to another planet. We have so many backed up quests. We have Pom Pom. Is Bailu a visitor? Bailu is a visitor. It's already been set up. So, with that taken care of, we've had a bit more of a glimpse into the sedition of Imbibida Lunae and how he used the power of the High Elder, which was supposed to be used for the High Elder's resurrection, to do something bad, which was, part of maybe incorporating a non-dragon life into the dragon race to create new life, strongly hinted at being Bailu. And also, in the process, created a massive abomination dragon that killed a whole bunch of people, which is why Dan Feng was not a particularly popular individual after that. And the Preceptors both wanted to punish him for that particular event, but also to see how they could get that power that he had manifested for themselves. And this should
Nice.
come to a head in the next episode when we do Jing Liu's character quest and get to the bottom of the history of the High Cloud Quintet. But until then, thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you next time.
Nice.